Hey, it's MK, and I am back with another kit conspiracy. Still working with the Simple Stories Good Day Sunshine kit. I have half of a sheet of the never-ending Close to My Heart Seaside collection. I also have some of this polka dot paper. Now, this is all just scraps that I have been pulling out from all the other layouts that I have already created. This is the very last set of layouts that I plan on creating. So I've just been kind of gathering everything that I thought would go good together on a two-page layout, even though the two pages are going to be back to back in the same page protector. So I actually do plan on fussy cutting a whole lot of these elements just to use them up instead of say, oh, it's a card. I can't, I have to use it as a card. So the first thing I do is I have 3 pages on one side, and I planned on using this 6x12 sheet in addition to the 3 photos. I didn't say 3 pages, did I? Yes, I probably did. And then I have 2 photos on the other side. Again, these are all pictures from Josh Metz. He posted them on Facebook back in 2020, and in the Facebook post, it actually says that he gives us permission to share these photos. Now, I don't know if this is the meaning of sharing that he meant, but I am sharing them with my family more than anything because they'll be in our album. It's just these are the layouts that I created using his photos. Most of these photos that I have taken from, or not taken, sorry, my dog just barked and he never barks in the house, so I just it scared me. The photos that I have chosen out of his collection of photos are places that we have visited in a point of time within Las Vegas. Now, these ones here are all of the main drag. So MGM Studios actually has what's it called? An aquarium inside it. Is that what it is? Anyways, there's a place inside MGM that my children enjoy going and visiting. And I love the fact that these casinos actually have an entertainment section for the children. And it's not just all gambling and adults and smoking and the restaurants and all that other stuff. I really do like how, especially in Vegas, Elko's casinos don't really have that very much, but in Vegas, they do have the entertainment for the littles, which I appreciate a lot. I used to go to Vegas quite a bit when my oldest one was little, because I used to be on a bowling team. Surprise. I think I've talked about that before in a layout as well. My family is a generation of bowlers, and it started with my grandmother, and then my uncle joined, then my father joined, and then my cousin joined, and as a 5th, I joined. So the team needed 5, and it was called 5 Generations, and so it was kind of cool. Even though we weren't 5 generations, we were 5 of the same family members, and technically there was only 3 generations. And then my uncle and his son were also 3 generations with my grandmother. So it was only 3, but there was 5 of us. So we were called 5 Generations. And then we played doubles, we played singles, and then we played teams. And it was kind of cool because we got to travel quite a bit. I've been to the Quad Cities over in Illinois. I have been over in South Carolina. I have been down in Vegas, over in Albuquerque. Where else was that? Georgia. I've been all over the place for these bowling tournaments, and then also in Reno quite a bit. All right, so I took my ombre green paper because A, it was my favorite, and B, I felt like the photos really stood out a lot more against the green rather than the red. These are the only 2 full-size sheets of paper that I had left in the solid and polka dot selections. I also apologize for not turning off my overhead light. I can't see it, you guys. So I apologize that it's right there staring at you guys in the face. I hope it's not very distracting. I just realized that I did not turn it off, so I apologize. I did take one of the cards that I just had blank space left on and punched a new punch on it. I bought this. No, I did not buy this punch. This punch was gifted to us by a gal that decided she was no longer going to scrapbook. So she went through all of her supplies and gave them all to my littlest daughter. She got a Cricut. She got a Cuttlebug machine. She got everything but paper. Can you believe that? She got stamps and inks and punches, everything but paper. And I was just impressed. It was 3 totes and 3 bags worth of stuff. My little one did, sift through it all. And she was not greedy. She picked and chose what she wanted as well. Knowing her style too, at such a young age, she already knows her style and just has decided that she was going to re-gift everything that she chose not to keep. But she definitely wanted to keep a machine so she could learn on it. And she says, and maybe help you, Mom, with your store orders. And I thought, oh, that's so sweet. So anyways, I ended up with that punch, which I think is pretty cool because I do have a bookend punch or whatever that's called. Notebook punch, I think is what it's called, but it's square and I've never had one that's round. And so I thought that the round worked really, worked better with the viewfinder than the square one would have. So I was pretty happy to add that to my collection of punches. All right, to finish off this particular layout or page, I'm just going to go ahead and splatter a little bit of white, white Altenew ink spray, sorry, words are hard, all along the layout where I felt like it was kind of missing some embellishments. And I felt like that was absolutely perfect to leave it just as is, considering I want my photos to be the main focus. All right, for the next layout, I am going to do a lot of fussy cutting. Now, I left this one in because I fussy cut one piece and then moved on and then fussy cut another later. So I wanted these 2 elements. It says summer is here and then the geotag. I wanted those 2 elements, but not in a card. So now I have 2 embellishments after I fussy cut them out. And then I plan on doing the exact same thing with all of the hearts on the other cut apart pieces, the borders and the 4x4s and whatnot. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I actually forgot. So I'm using the back side of that polka dot paper because this one was my very favorite, but I also had that border strip that was a smaller print of my favorite paper, which is the wood grain with these lines, forming in the an arrow type in the center. But I forgot. And instead, I already put my layout together to be with the larger stripes, which in a way is okay for that. I think that it is just fine that I did that, but I have this border strip right here on the side going, what was I going to do with that now? And I completely forgot. So I put it off to the side and went ahead and kept on with what I was doing. But to follow suit, I went ahead and punched out another border for my gap that I'm missing between the dark wood grain and the ombre green. These are just the last photos. I think I've already said that at the beginning. These are just the last photos that I'm going to be scrapbooking that Josh Metz has put on his Facebook group. I'm sorry, it's not a group. His Facebook page. He posted them and said that we could share. And so I am sharing by documenting a 2020, so I've already done that on a layout, and now I'm documenting the places that we went when we were traveling a lot more when my older 2 were younger, which is kind of weird. I travel now, but I don't travel the way I used to travel with my first 2 children. Does that make sense? It's kind of weird how the traveling is a little bit different. Because of the size of our family, clearly we can't fly as often as we choose to, so we stay close to home, and we end up, finding places that we could drive within reasonable amount of time, plus our time frame, with how much time off we have from work and school and whatnot. So it is definitely a different outlook, which I never really thought of before. That's kind of weird, but I do enjoy all the different travels that we do in with our family. So anyways, I have decided to not ink the edges of this particular notebook punch out piece because of the fact that it's not going straight onto just the dark wood grain. It has that striped piece. So I thought it was okay if I did not ink the edges. I love the effect though of the torn piece going into the wood and then the notebook piece going into the green. I don't know. I really like it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put all of these hearts and what look like old tape, like that really yellowed Scotch tape. I'm going to put those all over the layout for an embellishment. And then I fussy cut out the word hello, and then it's going to say, hello, summer is here. So I'm going to put all of the elements and add them all together. And then, of course, add a little bit of tiny word stickers just to, give it a little bit something, something. And, of course, add a little bit of the Altenew Pure White ink spray and splatter that all over the place to finish it off. Now, I'm trying to keep my splatters teeny tiny little, but I'm lazy. So I'm just going to pull it out and then just put my nozzle really super close to the layout and then tap so that way it stays in a nice tight little cluster. Instead, the farther out you go, the more farther out your little splatters go. So anyways, that is my second layout. I don't know why I didn't do a close-up of my first layout. I have no idea, but here it is. And that completes all the layouts that I have from the photos of Josh Metz and my Las Vegas section in my 2020 album. I absolutely love how I was able to use the entire collection in order to create, like a fluency, but yet not everything is matchy-matchy. They're just all the same colors. I love these colors. They do remind me of Vegas, even though they're all about the summer. But I do love all those colors because Vegas is very bright and bold, just like that. So anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will check y'all later.